Yeah, okay, I got
Chef
it.
Edward Clegg, welcome with us at deVonk, and thank you so much for agreeing to have a chat with us.
That's
It's
great.
for me, it's a privilege having a discussion with you today. And yes, would you mind just introducing yourself to our viewers, just kind of who Chef Ed is?
My name is Edward Clegg, or otherwise known to those near and dear, Chef Edward Clegg. This is my 28th year of cooking. It's, I never knew this was what I was going to do. I kind of fell into it, and it was, well, to cut a long story short, I started as a hotel conference porter. When I finished school, I went to the UK. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And the one day I was asked to go into the kitchen to collect a sandwich for one of the guests. And when I set my foot in the kitchen, that second I knew this is what I will be doing for the rest of my life. I've never done anything else. And every goal that I've set myself, I've achieved. I found out at a young age that there was this thing called the South African National Culinary Olympic Team.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, that sounds like something. And I went for it and I got it. And wow. I've competed in the Culinary Olympics, the Culinary World Cup, the Culinary World Grand Prix. As you can see, move my head there behind me is my Springbok colors.
It's your Springbok colors.
Yes, that's probably one of the most proudest moments of my cooking career is receiving one Springbok colors, and then to compete in the Olympics and to medal not only in the Olympics but every competition that I've taken part in has been absolutely wonderful. The last couple of years before COVID hit, we were in Dubai, and I was the headmaster of the International Center for Culinary Arts, which is a top 10 culinary school worldwide. That was a great experience for me, going from the frontline cooking into teaching the new generation, the chefs of tomorrow. And that really sparked a loving interest in me with regards to sharing the knowledge I've gained over the last 28 years with the young and upcoming chefs.
Yes.
It's an extremely difficult career. We all know that we all know about millennials.
Yes.
And being a chef, you come from an extreme. It's literally taking discipline to an extreme.
Yes.
That it's when you're working in a kitchen and you've got the executive chef is not someone you can just go and talk to and have a chat. He's the dictator. What he says goes, and you need to do what you need to do and get it done. Don't complain, don't moan. You
just go.
You just have to go. And I think the best thing that one can have entering this industry is a passion and a love for what you do. Because if you don't have a passion and you don't think about food day in and day out and have new ideas and you're constantly thinking of how to improve, then you need to think of something different.
Yes.
It's unforgiving, it's relentless, the hours are demanding, the people you work for are demanding, and most of all, the customers are demanding.
Yes.
And over the past 10, 15 years, we've seen a huge influx of cooking shows, and the Food Network, the cooking channels. We now have My Kitchen Rules with Chef David Higgs and the guy from Mikasa, who we quite know very well. I've known Chef David Higgs for a very, very, very long time. Jay something, they're now doing this, and then you've also got friends of mine like Mr. Chef Masakwaneng and Peter Goff Wood, who are now and Justin Bonello, who are currently doing the Ultimate Braai Master.
Yes.
I've been fortunate to take part in 3 TV shows. I was a guest judge, and I worked on MasterChef Season 2. Then, with my time in the UAE, the very first TV show I did in the UAE was for Iwalima, which is a show for Saudi television only.
Oh.
So, and then I was blessed, and I was asked to do a program called Food Shala Kids, which is one of the biggest cooking shows for children worldwide.
Amazing.
And I was for season 3, I was the mentor, I was the main judge, I was one of the hosts. So that was very it was a huge honor to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And another thing, a lot of people mistake. They see all these celebrity chefs on TV, and they think they can go out and you become a celebrity.
Yes.
No, it's I mean, I've been a chef for 28 years, and I'm still living from month to month.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But since being back in Africa, now being up in the north of the country, Penzinin, here at Kilima Private Game Reserve and Spa.
Yes.
It's given me a new outlook. I've been blessed. The owners have created a restaurant called Section 15 by Edward.
Wow.
Which is the first time somebody has put that much faith in me. And we are now working not only towards making them proud, but making Section 15 at Kilima Private Game Reserve and Spa the destination to be.
Yes.
And I want to take on all the top chefs that know me, all the boys know that I'm back in South Africa, that we're now working. And now the push for the number one spot is truly
it's on.
Its way.
It's on.
It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong, as they used to say.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And
I was to say, after everything you've told me, you've done all that in only a space of 27 years. I mean, and it's phenomenal. Ed, I think everything you have experienced, it must have been one hell of a ride, an adventure over the last 27 years.
It has been a hell of a ride and an adventure, and you have to still live life in amongst all of this. Not to bring the mood down or anything, but I'm busy. As you can see, my left eye looks very droopy. I'm busy battling cancer. I have what they call marginal B-cell lymphoma. But through all of this, I have great support team. My staff are amazing. My family is great. The world of chefs have been behind me 100% through this entire battle. And all I can say is thank you to an industry that's given me the opportunity to shine and achieve things I would never normally have thought of achieving. I was one of those kids that never really did well at school. I'm not an academic. I'm not a pencil pusher. Me, I work with my hands. God gave me the gift to work with my hands. My dad sings. My dad has the most beautiful voice. My mom is the most creative painter. And a little bit of that talent filtered down through to me.
I wanted to
that's
ask,
how I express myself.
Who did you get your talent from? Is there anyone else in your family that are chefs or?
Well, my mom's very talented. My dad's very talented. My brother and my sister, not so much. I think it filtered down to me, and I can't draw or I can't paint like my mom can. But when it comes to putting food on a plate, I found that I excel. And I do well. And when it comes to imaginative thinking and forward thinking with regards to food, I strive and I do well. I mean, something that I've really gotten used to, or we started here at Kilima, is we've now started our farm to fork. So we grow at this point in time a good 65 to 70% of our own vegetables, but we're trying to push for 90% of our own vegetables that we're going to grow. So not only am I blessed to be working here, but I'm getting to learn a whole new skill set.
I've been so used to pick up
the phone. Yeah, it is, because we as chefs, we're so used to picking up the phone and go, deliver it now. And then next minute, they pull up and deliver. Now you've got to go and sit there and go, please grow, please grow, please grow, and please. And we've got monkeys here. So first is please grow and please don't eat my food, monkeys. So, and working on a farm like this or working on a private game reserve, you get to learn so much more about the environment. We've launched a new little range made from spekboom. So before I came to the bush, I didn't know what bacon tree was or spekboom. So we now make spekboom acha, mild and hot, spekboom jam, and I do a spekboom pickle, which we're now going to release into the market. Here at Kilima, we try and do everything. All of our bread rolls, our breads, everything is freshly baked every day. I believe that, the venue is one of the most beautiful lodges I've seen, and we have been voted the best lodge in Limpopo recently. And it would be nice for people to come and see what we do here at Kilima. And to come and sample the food, because it's not just me. I've got a team, but we're the only lodge in South Africa that has 2 Springbok chefs working for him.
Yeah.
You know, it's myself and one of my younger team member, Tabang Philip Masangu, who was also on the junior South African Olympic team. He also went to the Olympics. So we have it good here at Kilima. We have 2 wonderful chefs leading a brigade of chefs that are hungry.
Yeah.
That would be Maria, Elliot, and Bongani, that are hungry for knowledge.
Yes.
A lot of them don't have formal education. They don't have a formal training. So with my background and my listings as a accreditor through City and Guilds, I have the opportunity to teach them. And at the end of it, they get a qualification that's recognized locally and internationally. So it's now I've gotten to the point where I've worked hard to achieve what I've achieved. And now it's about giving back to the community and giving back to those younger chefs that strive, to show that you don't have to be the best at school. You don't have to be the best at academics, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't academically minded.
Yes.
But you put them in something where they do with their hands and they strive.
They flourish.
And I want to reach out to all those people and say that just because you're not academically minded does not mean that it's the end of the world. It does not mean that you're not going to be a lawyer or a doctor, but you can become a chef.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that really, really stands out above all, is that no matter where you work, and a customer comes in and he can be in the worst mood ever. He's going to have the day from hell.
Yes.
Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah.
But you sit and you watch him through that little kitchen window, put the first bite into his mouth, and his day changes.
Yes.
The frown becomes a smile. The bad mood goes away.
Yeah.
And that's all because of food.
Yeah.
You know, we're a South African culture. Every special occasion that we think of, every special occasion that there is, it's food.
Yes.
We're food. I mean, we're in the art of fine dining. I'm in Buddha country.
Yeah.
So I do fine dining in the Buddha looking as easy for me. So it's I'm trying to introduce fine dining into the farmers, but make it in such a way that they, you know, and it's going well. I mean, the people that we work for are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Their whole legacy, their whole structure, it's phenomenal. I've never been privileged to be part of something like this, and that can grow as big as it has, and as big as it's going to be.
It's amazing, Ed. And you know what? First of all, well done. And you can really, really be proud of yourself and your entire team backing you. It sounds like you have an amazing support structure from family right down, you know, to where you're working, the lodge, everything, and just tap on the back for you, hey? Especially, I think, also through your trying times, difficult times. You just seem to be going. You know, there's no time to stop and to weep or to be.
No.
You just keep going.
There's no time for sitting and wallowing one's pain. No. At the end of the day, we're all suffering in one way or another.
Yes.
COVID has robbed us of so much. It's robbed South Africa of so much.
Yeah.
It's robbed us of a huge part of our income yearly was from international tourists.
Yeah.
We've lost that at the moment. There's people out there that are hurting. I mean, I've lost a lot of friends over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Through COVID, through, sad to say, suicide, mental illness. And I've learned quickly that a positive attitude can help with a lot of things, and it can cure a lot of things.
Yes.
At the end of the day, no matter how down and out you are, no matter how at the bottom of the barrel you are, when you're at the bottom, there's only one way, and that's up.
Yeah.
And regardless of your faith and who you believe in and what that is, but have faith and believe in your own ability. Don't worry about what the world has to say about you. You need to prove to yourself that you can do what needs to be done.
Yes.
And that is the most important thing I can say to anybody, no matter what career you're in. Just don't worry about what Tom, Dick, and Harry has to say. Prove it to yourself. Achieve the goals you set yourself.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you, the naysayers, if there's nobody talking ill about you, then you need to worry.
Yes.
When there's people out there that are jealous about you and they're constantly nickering and bickering, that's fine. Talk about me. It's great. It's when you
Yes.
start talking about me, I need to worry.
Yes.
Then I become insignificant and I was like, oh, now what do I do?
Chef Ed,
So-
I want to ask you a bit two fun type of questions before our time is almost running up. And the first one is, what is the weirdest dish you have ever made? What has been
The weirdest dish I've ever made.
Yes.
Wow, I think that was once I was asked to prepare snake.
Really?
I'd never prepared snake before. That was probably about the weirdest. But at the end of the day, I'm not one of these chefs that, you know, I've got to eat everything. As a chef,
Yes.
everything that you make and everything, you've got to put it in your mouth. I've eaten a lot of weird stuff.
I just wanted to
I've
ask you,
eaten-
what is your favorite food? What is your favorite dish?
Okay, I'm going to stun everybody now. My favorite dish, in all honesty,
Yes.
is my mom's roast Sunday chicken dinner. There's just nothing more comforting than having a home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
And my mom is an amazing cook herself, and that just it just brings all the love and the memories back.
Yes.
You know, we all deal. You know, I spend my life around fancy food, around fine dining. When I get home, people say, "Oh, so what do you eat for dinner, chef? You got to make yourself fancy food." You'll be lucky. It's probably peanut butter and syrup, or strangely enough, a garage pie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like chefs are like mechanics. I mean, if you look at a mechanic's car, it's always the worst car in the car park. You know, we're chefs. We don't eat all the fancy food we make. We eat all the crap that's left over. We dig it into the desserts, into the pastries, and strangely enough, McDonald's not so much. Burger King, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
King
also
fan.
a fan.
And yeah, so that's one of the craziest things. You think chefs go out and, you know, eat fine dining and all this great food all the time. Not necessarily.
not
Because
so
when you come
much.
home after an 18, 16, 17-hour shift, the last thing you think about is wanting to eat.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah. So
I'm going to round off with my last question, and that is, I could have, there was a certain way in which I could have asked this, but I think you already answered it earlier in your interview. My question was going to be, what advice do you have for, you know, for upcoming chefs? And I think you covered a lot of your passion and your go-to and your determination and how people should think and act, and, you know, so I'm going to change it slightly, and I want you to give us homemade chefs, the ones cooking in the kitchen every single day, just a little bit of fun advice for us cooking at home.
Cooking at home don't be afraid of what you're doing. Be adventurous. At the end of the day, every time that you fail is one step closer to perfection. As my boss has a great saying, and that is failing fashionably forward. Now, I've taken that motto on, because at the end of the day, every mistake that you made is one step closer to perfection.
Yes.
And follow the chefs that you admire. You know, go and watch TV, see what chefs are out there. Look at local chefs. You've got people like David Higgs and, you know, Benny Masaponeng, Andrew Atkinson, all these really great chefs. We have some world-class chefs, including Jan Hendrik, who's one of South Africa's first Michelin star chefs. You know, find a chef that you love and follow them, and just try their recipes. At the end of the day, if it fails, yeah, it might have cost you a few bucks, but, you know, you'd have made something great.
Yeah.
And if there's anything I can say, as a family, cooking as a family is amazing. We've lost something over these years, and that is through technology and everything else. We don't get to sit around the dining room table anymore and talk about our day. We'd rather sit on our laps in front of the goggle box or our telephones, and the art of conversation is gone.
Yeah.
But now I think we need to bring it back, because South Africans are a hospitable bunch.
Yes.
And I mean, you put a bunch of South Africans around a braai and almal is gesellig.
Yes.
You know, so just be adventurous, try new things. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you can always improve on something, and never be afraid to try a recipe, even if it's long-winded, and you know, you get those recipes that go on for pages and pages and pages.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, just have fun with it.
Yes.
Food breaks down barriers, and we have a lot of barriers in South Africa to overcome.
Yes.
And you know, I've traveled around the world, and I've been around the world, and I've worked in a lot of different countries. And trust me, South Africans we are some of the greatest people on the face of this planet.
Yeah.
We've had nothing but adversity our entire lives. If it wasn't apartheid and it wasn't what we're going through now, we've always had something trying to hold us back.
Yeah.
But as South Africans, we move forward strongly. And that's the best advice I can get is
Thank you.
feed as many people as you can,
Yeah.
try as many recipes as you can, and just have fun with it. That's what it is. It's fun. Cook with your family.
Yes.
Switch the TV off. Put the phones in the safe.
Yes.
Cook with your family. Enjoy your family.
Yeah.
That's what I believe we as a nation need now. We need to be able to look at each other, regardless of what race you are, regardless of what cultural background you come from. We need to look at each other's. We're not individuals. We are South Africans.
Yes.
And that is it. And we need to
Chef,
put our foot down and let the world know
wonderful.
this is who we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What an inspiring interview. Thank you. It was so nice chatting
Thank
to
you so
you,
much.
and all the best on your side. And yeah, we will definitely be following you and working very closely with you as well. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Chef Ed.
Thank you. You guys.